Hi kids, it's Eureka here, and I am about to paint myself from here to kingdom come. I am going to be doing a replication of my inner Saboteur look, inspired by the late but absolutely great and iconic Divine. Her most famous film, of course, is Pink Flamingos, where she might eat something that's a little obscure. You'll have to look it up to find out what that is. Anyway, I'm going to go from this to this. I'm gonna start by shedding some things. I don't wanna get my glasses dirty, gotta get those out the way. I'm not gonna let my elephant, look at her, get messed up, so I'm gonna set her right over here. And I'm gonna take this layer off because I'm big and I get hot. We're gonna get started today with foundation. I like to use like a greasier foundation because I have a naturally dry skin. Cover these eyebrows, put a little extra on the forehead. So I'm taking my sponge, which is just a big sized triangle sponge here. So what you're learning right now is the older school method. Now there's so many methods of contouring and using cream contours and things like that. You'll find with my makeup, I keep it very basic. The reason I do that is because I'm a basic hoe with no true talent. So we're gonna move on to powder. I like to use a loose, translucent powder, and I like to pat in a lot. This phase of makeup I call beating my mug, because I'm literally beating powder into this grease so that way it lasts longer. Now when you do under your nose, blow out while you do it. Anything that's big and fluffy makes me happy. So I use my big fluffy brush and I dust off this excess powder. And I just kind of go in circles and it helps blend that powder into my face. Hold tight, blank slate, honey. So like I said, I'm old school drag. I go straight in for the fan brush and straight to the contour. See? Hold that cheek in, and I cut my cheeks first. And then what I do is I match it from the top of my ear, underneath my balls. And I'm not talking about the ones between my legs, you nasty bitches out there. Up underneath my balls. Why does balls make me giggle? Probably because I'm a nasty bitch, but. So next I'm gonna come into my nose and I'm just gonna lightly brush it on the side of the bridge. Now, throughout this process, it's gonna give streaky looks here and there. What I usually do is I just like to get the base of everything on. I like to come above the button of my nose because I like to give myself a real dramatic button. I'm very impatient with makeup, so I like to do it as quick as possible because I like it sometimes, but a lot of times, girl, I got stuff to do. I gotta get ready, honey, to go to the supermarket to pick up my kids from daycare. I'm gonna start here too. I'm gonna put some contour in my parking lots. That's what I like to call these. And I just like to blend that down. And what it does, it creates the fact that my forehead is not huge. The thing is I have a huge face. So I've got to round it out. I gotta give myself high cheekbones, give myself a smaller forehead, take my face into a direction where it's more feminine. And I go straight behind the ear, down my neck, and I come a little bit back. What it does is on stage, see, I'm creating a neck. And then I like to bring it right under here where the fattiest part of my neck is and just kind of darken it in. And then I come straight down the middle. Now I like to take a little bit of a glow kit color, usually like a goldie or a bronze, and I'll use a fluffier brush. And I'll just kind of blend over this a little bit. What it does is it takes some of that like really darkness out of it and it makes it just a little bit softer. But as you can tell, it's defining this face line where my chin looks bigger, my jawline looks skinnier. So I'm blending here, blending down into this. This is my darkest brown first. I'll come back in with my loose powder, that translucent that I was using to set my makeup. And I'm gonna take my powder puff, and I'm gonna dip just a corner of it, and I'm gonna put a little bit under my eye here. And this actually helps protect from fallout. And what fallout is when you're putting on the black or the colors onto your eye makeup, some of that dust will fall down on your face. Well, girl, we don't want streaks all down our face. I like to put a little bit extra loose right here too. Just because I sweat here, I do a little bit here in my forehead too, and then down my nose. I call this the T-zone, because if you want to look the T, you highlight this area. Look, this is my little cinnamon roll. I'm gonna turn her into a sumo wrestler fantasy. and I'm gonna tie her up just to get that little bitch out the way, girl. And then I'm giving you Bam Bam 8 Pebbles realness. We want this face to have dimension. We want it to have color. We want our white to be super bright, our blacks to be super dark. So what I start with is I start with like a white foundation-y grease type product. You can use, if you real broke, you can use even Clown White. What I use is I use the same brand of pan stick that I use for my face, but I use the white color. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shape this white area, and I'm gonna do this line here to where it's basically where the bottom of my eyebrow is gonna be. Divine is known for an extremely, extremely dramatic eye. And she was actually bald-headed because she had such a far back receding hairline. She would paint all the way back to where her bald head was. Now I like to do white in the corners here because I like to make it a little dramatic and separate that black from my nose. And I'll just kind of round that out as much as I can here. And I'll pull it up into where I'm gonna be creating like a dramatic eyelid type shape moment. So now that our white is put down, I have pat in with a white eyeshadow. And as you can tell, see now I can run this across this and it's set. That grease has been set with a white powder. Divine went very dark color. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick with the purple family to do my blending color. Now I have a deep plum and then I have a bright violet purple. You'll see the difference. See, there's the bright violet. This is the deep plum. The bright violet is very, very pigmented and very bright. So I'm gonna start with this bright, bright color and I'm gonna come right across this edge and start giving that shape that I'm going for. I want it to kind of curve up, not just go straight back, because I want there to be some depth in this eye shape. And I'm gonna take that deep plum and I'm just gonna kind of blend right along the edge. Bitch, look at that blend! I'm gonna take that fluffy white brush, dab it right in that middle because I want it to be the widest right here. And then I'm just gonna kind of run this lightly here and it helps. Oh my Lanta. Oh, look at the blend. You see that magic coming together? It literally is so exciting. And I'm just lightly brushing that white. And what it does is it blends that color down. Something I can dip my brushes on to get my brush like a wet. I can dip it in my black and I can create lines with it a little easier without it falling out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this line here to give the black elevation that I'm wanting. See, to the corner of my eye. It just helps me control the line work a little bit. And I'm gonna come in right here and I'm just gonna lightly brush to create a line here because I want this to be shaped. See what I'm saying? I'm gonna do the same thing here on this side. And I'm just lightly touching the brush because I don't want to push too hard because then it might mess up my shape. I'm just wanting to start getting those lines in there. Start creating shape. Now I like to take that same brush. Ooh. Lord, I have a bad habit of sucking on my brushes. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all can suck on your brushes or you can dip it in water. I showed you the technique. I'm gonna suck on these things because they're mine. You know what I mean? I probably wouldn't advise you to suck on other people's brushes unless that's your sort of thing, you know? If you wanna suck on other people's brushes, be my guest. So I'm gonna pull this to the side and I'm gonna create another line. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, I get so excited about the black, honey. Ooh, the black eyeshadow is my favorite, honey. Wave your hands in the air if you feel me. Yeah! So I'm bringing this up to a shape here. I'm just kind of bringing it all the way up to that purple and I'm bringing it straight across to this crease here. And I'm gonna take this back to my hair. Ooh, it's starting to get good, y'all. Ooh, I get so excited over makeup like this. This is not as clean of a line as I want it to be. I reach in my back pocket and I just pull me a card out and I find that same wet black brush and I dip it back on that wet paper towel, run it in the black a little bit. I like to flatten it out with my lips because I'm a nasty bitch. And I just lay that card to the corner of my eye and I do it in sections. So I just kind of run it and then I lay it flat on this side and I run it. Boom, honey. Look how straight that line is now. Oh my God. Oh man, that is good stuff, honey. Girl, painted for the grocery store down the road across the street, honey. My titties are sweating. I'm getting so excited. This is where blending from the black into everything else comes in. I'm gonna take that really bright purple and I'm just gonna come over this black edge first. Oh my gosh. And I'm gonna really go heavy over where that black line is. Oh my gosh, now that's good. You blend that out and people will be gagging on your eleganza. And you can use this for a smaller eye too. It does not have to be this dramatic. Now what I'm doing is I'm blending up into this white with this purple. I'm taking that fluffy white. Now I'm running it across the white area at the top first. I'm gonna do that with both sides because I don't want my white brush to get too much purple on it. I'm gonna blow it. So I'm gonna do this the same. I'm gonna just lightly blend that white down into that purple. So now I'm gonna get into my eyebrow. Now I keep my little nubs. I don't bitch, I shave my eyebrows off because I am dedicated to the craft. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm taking this pencil and I'm just kind of going right across this line. I want it to be straight and pretty. And I'm just doing the bottom line of my eyebrow. And I'm gonna go all the way up. Now I like to draw the next line, which is the top line. I like to do a thicker eyebrow, but I have a big face. So I'm gonna make sure I do a real dramatic thick eyebrow. Now, for a face like this, this is where I'll put the arch of my eyebrow in. And I just kind of taper it real straight to the end here. I darken that tail in. And bring it right down into this. Here. I have like a burgundy brown I like to use. So I'm gonna come in, get a lot of material in this middle section, just to darken that middle part in so I don't have to go in with a little brush and like feel all this space in. And I'll just kind of go right here at the bottom. A lot of this is stop, rinse, repeat. Stop, rinse, repeat. So I'm gonna come in with a bronzy color and I'm just gonna come right into this hole here. Right into this hole here and kind of make them about the same size. I'm gonna take a lighter bronze color and I'm just gonna lightly blend this corner up into that eyebrow. Now I'm gonna take my fluffy white brush. I like to really highlight my nose. So I'm gonna come here on my button with a highlight. I'm gonna come up the bridge and right here between my eyes. And I like to use this brush because it kind of thickens out here and it blends that up. You see what I'm saying? So it's not as prominent that I got that blend over. And I like to just really highlight my forehead if I'm doing a dramatic makeup. For the bottom of my eye, I take that thin black that I was getting wet, the black brush, just kind of run it right across here. I'm gonna come back with that vibrant purple brush I've been using. I'm gonna dip it back in that vibrant purple. I'm just gonna lightly dust it under my eye makeup here. I come back in with my white and I just kind of blend it right here in this dot. I just kind of pat it in. And what it'll do is it kind of just makes that color and that white weirdly kind of blend together, but really bright in this corner. Because it's gonna open that eye up a lot and it's right next to my eyeball, which brings a lot of focus in there. Taking my liquid liner, I wanna do a nice liner here. I'm gonna come into this corner and that's how that corner is gonna get finished off. Cleaned it right up. See the difference in this side versus this side? Now I like to use wig bonding glue because I need a little extra hold for my lashes, you know? I like to wear a big dramatic lash. Now the lashes that I have are 2 pair of 301s cut up and glued together onto another pair of 301s. I use a pair of 301s first, just a little dainty lash. And I usually set it in this end first and then just lightly go across and just lightly pat it. You don't have to force a pair of lashes on. That glue will make a mess. Don't worry about pushing it up yet. Just let it sit there and dry on your eyelid. Don't mess with it too much because then you're gonna end up with glue in your eyes. It's not gonna stick. Now I'm just gonna kind of blink into my finger, which causes that lash to go up where it needs to be. A custom bottom lash here. which is also a lash that you can find out how to do on my YouTube channel. And I just set her right in the middle of that eye makeup. Bam. Ooh, she's adding drama, honey. Okay, now I'm coming in with my real fancy top lash that I have pre-edited, pre-added stones to. Y'all don't even know what to think right now. Mama is so painted. And you just want to take your mascara and kind of blend your real lashes just a little bit. You don't want them to look real dusty. You see how that makes a little bit of a difference? Back to my cheeks. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that dark burgundy brown and I'm gonna just blend it right here. Just real dark right here. I want a drama cheek. So I'm going really, 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 really dark just at this beginning. Now then I have a big fluffy brush that I'm gonna use for like a lighter brown. And I'm just gonna kind of blend over that. You see how that just kind of blends that out? Now I want a real bright color. I'm gonna do like a bright pink and I'm just gonna dab it here for a second. Dab it here. Now, I'm gonna take this brush, just brush it out this way. And I'm gonna get my glow kit, hunty, and I'm gonna find me a nice amber gold or hot sand color, and I'm just gonna kind of blend right here with it. Just right here. And then I'm gonna come in with my really, really bright, it's like a rainbow, all kinds of colors into one. And I'm just gonna come right here. Has like a little bit of a green tint. I'm gonna take that highlight and come right under this cheek. Just right under. I'm gonna take my fluffy brush and I'm gonna dust off. Now I'm gonna go into a lip color. First, I'm gonna just kind of put it on my lips. This is a nice lipstick that lasts a long time. It dries matte. And I'm just putting it on my actual lip. And I'm gonna come up above my lip and come straight out. I'm gonna come in with a lighter pink and I'm gonna do a highlight. And I'm gonna come in with a nude gloss. I'm gonna come right in the middle. Again, it's all about blending. We're blending. And then I'm gonna come in with just a little bit of a nude matte. Come right here on this bottom. No. So now, you know makeup isn't complete with everything else. So y'all stay tuned, I'm about to throw some hair and a little gig on. All right, you guys, this is my final inspired look for my inner Saboteur runway from RuPaul's Drag Race Season 10. I am sending you all nothing but love. I can't wait to see you at the finale. I can't wait to see you in the future. I can't wait to see you all over the world. I'm ready for my AA meeting. Are you?
Hey beauties, it's Sasha Velour, the winner of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 9. Do you want all the hot Drag Race tea? Then you better subscribe to VH1's YouTube channel, and you'll have all the fresh videos sent directly to your inbox. Now that's something not to joke about.